Alright, I'm gonna just assume we are live. So with that said, how's it going, everybody? I am the Saban. Let me see. Alright, there we go. It looks like it's fine now. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Alright, whatever. So, anywho, two things to say, and I think I'm gonna start off with I guess the more bigger announcement here. The Fortnite event. So, for those who don't know, with all the riots and stuff that's going on, Fortnite, and I completely understand, but people at Fortnite decided to extend it pretty much. It went from being just 2 days. This is taking much longer than it needs to be. Because if you guys didn't know, the first time we were supposed to have this, it was pushed back a week because they were like, hey, we want to make sure that everything's right and whatever and blah blah blah, and I was completely fine with that. Yes, I know internet quality isn't that great, but they wanted to make sure that it was fine. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So they pushed it from last week to this week. Then the riots happen, and they go, you know what? Everything's going on. You know, we stand for justice, not injustice already. You know, it was, I think, originally supposed to end at the beginning of this month, and then it was like, oh no, let's push it back, and then now it's like even longer. Like, it's insane. But it is definitely going to end on the 17th. Please let it end on the 17th. I want to know what this next, like, I'm more excited and giddy up about this next season than I am about, like, anything here. Like, I've discovered everything on this season. There really isn't anything else to work for in the season, maybe unless getting some skins and some gold, but because of all the riots and stuff, which I just wish never happened in general, this season would have already ended, but instead we have to deal with another week. And the second thing I want to announce is, oh my god, the last match I had. So if you guys don't know, I was playing with Spooky, as you can see down here. I was playing with Spooky. Me and this guy, we were doing pretty decent, I think. We kept coming in like second place for like duos and stuff. And unfortunately, they didn't have our game mode. I forgot the name of it. It's like Team Rumble, but it's operations, and it definitely isn't Knockout. I totally forgot what the name of it was. But we're playing through a lot. You know, we kept coming in second place for like everything today. And then I decided, you know, let's do a little bit of squads. I normally don't do squads, but you know, let's try it out. Like, let's test our luck. So we go in, we do our best, and the match goes pretty well. Spooky, you know, he isn't that great at the game, so he tends to usually, well, he died first. But, I mean, with the warm-up and everything that we do, like, he's pretty good at the game. So it's not saying he's a horrible player. I'm just saying, like, he's pretty good, but he could be better. If he learned how to build, that'd be fantastic. But anywho, playing, and then it wasn't until near the end where it just got all messed up. So first of all, the guys that we were playing with didn't want to loot. I was fine with that. I was like, by all means, if you don't want to loot, you know, we're like, so many people are shooting each other and whatnot. Like, we're doing fine. So everybody's shooting each other, doing whatever, and then it comes down to literally 4 versus 1. 4v1. Now you're like, how can that go wrong? Well, one guy on our team decides to go into the storm, and what happens? He gets eliminated. And we're like, geez, really? So now there's only 3 of us. Now you're still 3 versus 1. It can't. It's horrible. And I'm not saying this. I mean, this guy probably is like a good, decent player. I mean, he seemed like he was as we were trying to chase him down. We struggled a little bit, but we were doing pretty well. What happened was, and I've already reported both the person who won and the person who was doing this, basically was, he went into the game and then at some point just thought, hey, what if I just let this last guy win? And literally, he screws over me and Spooky. Spooky, like, we got to a spot where, like the guy was right here. Like, let's imagine this is his little building, this perfect square here. Spooky was coming down the left side. I was coming down the right side because I saw a ramp going up like this. So I go to the right, and Spooky's on the left. This guy comes down the middle and starts shooting at both Spooky and me. Like, we were building to get closer to this guy, and he would break our walls so that the guy up here would shoot us. I'm like, are you freaking serious? And then you know, I was pretty close to this side on the right, and he comes over here, shoots down the stairs I was making. I'm like, are you serious? And I gave enough opportunity for the guy on the top to turn, see me, and start shooting, and I had to start, like, building erratically. Like, not even, like, professional 90s or whatever. This dude literally was just, like, shooting me down. I'm like, are you serious? So it literally went from, like, 3 versus 1 to a 2 versus 2. So we're trying our best. Spooky ends up going down, right? He thought he could take him on, but he ends up going down. I was like, dang, dude. And that happens. So now it becomes a 2 versus 1. You think, oh, yeah, the 2, like, you guys can both get him. No, that guy joins the other dude and is going against me. So I have 2 people shooting at me. One to destroy my builds, and then the other one to go ahead and, you know, eliminate me for the win. So, like, a little bit of time flies or whatnot. And I get eliminated because, again, this guy keeps shooting down my builds. So annoying. And the dude shoots me, I die, and I'm like, are you freaking serious? And what made it worse was my internet ping went insane. It went from, like, regular, like, 20, 30, whatever it usually is, to 1,000 really fast. I'm like, are you serious? I was so frustrated with that. And literally the guy just did not care. In fact, once it was the final 1v1 there, he gave him all his weapons, all his ammo. He was showing him, like, hey, look, here you go. And I was like, are you freaking serious? And the guy goes up the ramp and jumps off, letting this one guy, who we could have easily got the win from, lets him have it. And I was so pissed off. I was like, are you kidding me? I have a feeling, like, he was just, I don't know, I'm reporting anyway. I already reported. It would have been awesome if I could go back and see the name of the person who did it, but it frustrated me so much. Knowing it's like, you could have had the win, but then you gave it up. Alright, so with that being said, sorry to bore you in the very beginning of this, but we're here with the item shop finally. I mean, we went pretty long with the story. I think I said we were supposed to be quick, but it was pretty long. But anywho, we're going here with the featured and the daily. As usual, we like to separate the two. What happened? Well, you have to go back into the stream for the thing, and you'll see. But anywho, we're gonna go over the item shop again. Take my thoughts and opinion with a grain of salt. But again, if you're new, we judge all of these. Typically, like just a default with different hair, and then you have this animated, you know, skin, which is eh. And then of course it also comes in a different style, which is also kind of eh. Just is what it is. I mean, I don't think I've even seen people with this skin. Could be wrong, but it kind of just is eh. Although the back bling isn't that bad. They could have sold that for 200. Constellation. So this one I actually am pretty fine with. 500 V-Bucks just for a wrap like this. Like, why not? Oh, we got a stream error. We got a stream error. We are going to redo this stream then. I'll fix